I'm Krystle. I've loved dolls my whole life. I collect everything from porcelain to cloth, American Girl, neonates, and real care dolls. But my favorite is to collect and make reborn dolls. There's Chloe, Grace, Jeremy, Maya, Yuki, Savannah, Zoe, Haley, Landon, Maizie, and Joshua. It isn't easy keeping up with my collection, but it sure is a lot of fun. Hi guys, I am here to change Maizie, and we are going to be doing Twin Tuesday again with Nicole from My Reality with Nicole. And this week Maizie and her cousin Maci are going to be matching, and this week they are going to be wearing this adorable cat romper. Oh goody, there's a little spider on her floppy lounger. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it's on the carpet now. It was just a tiny one. If it was any bigger, I probably would have freaked it. It's a goner. Okay, anyways, let's get back to the video. So Maizie is going to be wearing this cat romper that her Auntie Nicole sent. And she sent it for Twin Tuesday. We've sort of both been doing that, sending each other outfits for Twin Tuesday. It's been fun to do the matching. I'm going to pick out a hair bow that I think will go with it. Let's see. The cat has pink sunglasses, so the pink might look cute as an accent. That's almost the same pink as the sunglasses. Let me see if I have something a little closer. No, that is not it. This one is too bright. I think this is the closest. Now, the cat is also wearing yellow rimmed sunglasses, so we could pull the yellow out with a yellow headband, perhaps. Or the cats and the bow and the big cat are all white. So I think any of these three colors could potentially work. So, excuse me guys. I've been getting frogs in my throat again. We've had some cooler days, and I find as soon as the temperatures start to get cooler and it starts to get towards fall, my nose gets dry and my throat gets dry and I get phlegm in my throat. So I don't know if I really am wondering if I have seasonal allergies, because I seem to get this every spring and fall lately. And I have a headache today too. I don't know, but I also get, like, I do find as well that my inhalers irritate my throat. So I often am like having to clear my throat because I get like a raspy voice from the inhalers. It's really annoying. For a while, I had stopped one of the inhalers that I thought was mostly the reason for it. The problem though is that that inhaler specifically kind of came back in my breathing test. My last breathing test was like practically normal, and the only thing I did differently for that test is I had taken that inhaler the morning of, before I had the test. So my doctor thought then that particular inhaler. It's called Spiriva. She figured that was what helped. But the problem is that at that point I wasn't taking it consistently every day like she prescribed, just because I really found like I was losing my voice. I was getting raspy voice like that, and I was getting sore throats and all this stuff, and it was really frustrating and annoying, especially because I like singing, and also because working with children I have to talk a lot, so I don't want to be losing my voice, as well as making these videos. So anyways, so after that I decided to give it another go and had the same results. So then I took a break from it again, and then I decided to try it again during the summer, and found, I guess maybe because it wasn't a drier month anymore. It was, you know, we get the humidity in the summer. The last couple of months I've been using both my inhalers, and I haven't had too many issues with my throat until the temperature started to go down again. So it's an ongoing battle, and it's very frustrating. So Friday was my last day of work with Jay's family. Wednesday afternoon I did get to finally hold the new baby. It was Wednesday? Was it Wednesday? Yeah, it was Wednesday. When Jay was sleeping, I had just put him down for his nap, and I heard his mom leave her bedroom. She had been upstairs with the baby all day, because she always liked to try to stay out of the way when I was with Jay, because a lot of the times if he saw her, which is generally what happens with most children, if he saw her he would cry. So it just is, you know, it just makes my job easier when mom and dad aren't around. So they would hide either in the basement or upstairs, which they were really great about that. I've had other families that I've worked for where the parents are home, and it's a disaster, because they would come running every time their child would cry, and it just never allowed the child to be comfortable enough to let me comfort them, and it's just a whole big disaster. But they were fantastic with understanding the boundaries and trusting me to do the job, and they fully, you know, trusted me to take over. So anyways, I came down from putting him down for his nap, and his mom was downstairs with the baby, and let's try yellow. Let's try yellow first. You guys can let me know in the comments below what you think. This is where I kind of wish I was doing a live stream. I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet, though. And then, because you guys could give me like instant feedback. That's not bad, actually. That's kind of cute. Okay, let's try the pink. So anyways, first off, I came down to see the baby there with the mom. And so I came over to see him, and I went to ask the mom, you know, how things went at Sick Kids last week, because he had follow-up appointment. I don't know if it's, I don't really want to get into what the problems are, but it is quite serious, or it can be quite serious. But they are in positive spirits, and they believe baby will be okay. So I hope to keep in touch with them and see how everything goes, and prayers that this baby will be okay. So anyways, got the latest update and kind of got more information on it, because at the time that they originally told me what the issue was, it was when Jay was there, and so, you know, I was kind of distracted with Jay and everything, so I didn't get to have a decent conversation about it. So I found out more information, and so yeah, and then I asked if I could hold baby, and she said yes. And so other than Mom, Dad, and Jay, I was the first person to get to hold, like outside of his immediate family, I was the first person to get to hold him, because with COVID, and their family doesn't live in Canada. Their family, I believe, lives in I'm not sure. I think maybe Hong Kong and London, possibly, or Ireland. So they can't come here, obviously, which is kind of a bummer. But isn't 2020 a bummer anyway? It really, really is. I'm not sure about this pink. I'm not digging the pink. I don't think it's working, because it's not the exact pink. I'm going to X-nay the pink. So yeah, so I got to hold him, and oh, it was so crazy, because I haven't held a newborn baby since Annie was born, and I got to see Annie the day after she came back. She was a day old when I held her. And a day old, or did I hold? Well, I saw her when she was a day old, but I don't think I held her until the next day, maybe. So she might have been like 2 or 3 days old when I finally held her. Because I know some parents, like when baby's first born, they don't want a lot of people holding the baby. So I try not to like rush and say, can I hold the baby? I try to give them a little bit of time and space. But it was so nice to hold him, and the white looks pretty good, actually. I'm kind of thinking neutral, the white. Let's do the yellow again. Let's see. Anyways, he was so tiny, guys. I keep forgetting how tiny they are when they're first born, and of course he was 2 weeks early, but he weighed 7 pounds at birth, so that wasn't bad for being 2 weeks early, but so skinny, and just I barely felt his weight in my arms. Like, he just felt like a feather. So cute. And he was awake, so I hadn't seen him awake yet, so I got to see his eyes, and he was looking up at me, and he gave me a little grin, and then he was starting to like look like he was ready to go to sleep, so I was like lightly rubbing his forehead. And you know, like when you do that to babies, like they kind of like get those wrinkles in their forehead, like they like it, you know. And he started to go to sleep. It was so sweet, and I was hoping I was going to get to hold him like for a long time, but his dad came and like saw that he was falling asleep, and he's like, lately he's been wanting to be held when he sleeps, so he's like, we're trying to get him used to the bassinet, so he wanted to put him in the bassinet and bring him downstairs with him. So I was like, okay. I mean, I had to eat my lunch anyway, and as it turned out, that day Jay actually had a shorter nap than usual. He woke up, he only had about an hour and a half nap, which usually he naps about 2 to 3 hours. So it's a good thing I didn't hold him much longer, because like I had to eat my lunch, and then I had to pack up my supplies so that I didn't have anything to bring home on my final day on Friday, because my plan on Friday was to go visit Annie and Margaret, because I haven't seen them in over a year. I don't know, guys, what do you think? Yellow or white headband? I think I'm leaning towards white. Yeah. So anyways, Friday was my last day. I was very sad about it, and so for my final day, I took Jay to Riverdale Farm, and because the first time I took him there, we didn't get much time there because his mom had to pick us up, and she had a meeting that she had to get to. So this time, I knew going in, first off, they didn't have the other entrance open, because the first time we went, I had to drag the stroller up a massive, long flight of stairs. Now, thankfully, this gentleman came along and offered to help, which was great, because I don't know how I would have done that whole entire flight of stairs by myself. Like, it was up a big hillside. So knowing that going in, I made sure to pre-arrange the Riverdale Farm so that I knew we could get a ride there and back. So his mom drove us there, and then his dad drove us back. So, and then his mom gave us money to get ice cream after, because there's a little ice cream shop near there, just to make it a really special last day. So anyways, we went to Riverdale Farm, enjoyed seeing all the animals, took our time to go through everything, and then we headed over to get our ice cream. And funny enough, the weirdest thing happened. As we were taking our ice cream to find a bench to sit at to eat it, I heard someone call my name, and I turned around, and lo and behold, it was the new family that I'm going to be working for starting Wednesday. And it's crazy because, like, they don't even live in that area. Like, they live up near my way. So I was shocked to see them there. I was like, what? So we just chatted very briefly. They asked if we were just heading into the farm, and I'm like, no, we've already been through it. We're just getting ice cream now. So, and they were just arriving to the farm. So they went their way, we went our way. We sat and had our ice cream, and then Jay got about halfway through his ice cream, and then he started to get really fussy because he had woken up at 5 a.m. that day. So I was shocked he had even lasted that long, but he started to get cranky. So I immediately said, hey, we're ready to go. And they're like, we'll be there in 10 minutes to pick you up. So his dad came, and Jay fell asleep in the car home. So he went down for an early nap, and I felt bad because he didn't get to have lunch. Like, he literally just had snacks at the farm and then ice cream. So I felt bad, but he was exhausted. So he had a late lunch when he woke up from his nap, and he slept like a solid 3 hours. He was out. So before I left, well, first off, when he was napping, his mom gave me a beautiful thank you card with $100 in it, and it was a really nice card. And I just have to say, like, I was starting to get the impression that his mom was starting to second guess her decision, because actually from the moment that she told me she got the reference call from the new family and then asked if I had, got the job or whatever, or accepted the offer, she seemed really bummed when I said I accepted the offer. But she's, it's like, what can I do? I can't sit around and wait to see if the daycare situation works out or not, and they decide they want me back or not, because it's like, I need to have a job because I don't think I can collect EI. We need the money. So this job fell in my lap, so it's like, I might as well take it. I am still a little apprehensive about the new job. Not that the family doesn't seem nice. They do seem nice. But it's going to be another situation where the mom's going to be home and she's not going to be working from home. She's going to be like, we're going to be basically working together. It's a mother's helper kind of job. So I don't know exactly how it's going to go because I've done mother's helpers jobs before, but not quite like this circumstance. I was a mother's helper for Jeremy because his mom had a disability, and she needed help. But she pretty much left me alone with Jeremy, other than when she needed to breastfeed, or if we were taking him to a music class or a doctor's appointment, we'd go together. Other than that, she would go and run errands, or she would nap, and I would take care of Jeremy all by myself. This new family, it sounds like it'll be a little different than that. So I don't know how the dynamic is going to work or go or whatever, but we'll see. So anyways, I wanted to thank the family because they've done a lot for me as well, and they've been wonderful to work for, but I was like fighting back tears the whole day. And I'm even getting emotional just talking about it. So I could not verbally like fully express what I wanted to them, because they've honestly been probably the best family I have worked for yet. Like I literally felt like I was part of the family, so it's emotional. Anyway, what else do I have to say? So I bought Jay a little gift, as well as his baby brother. I got his baby brother a lovey because Jay has a lovey, so I thought it would be cute if both brothers had loveys. And it's the lovey that has like the stuffed animal head with like the blanket coming down. So for Jay, I got him a little set of Play-Doh tools because I took mine home. So he had Play-Doh that we had made, but he didn't have any tools to play with it. So I bought him a little set of Play-Doh tools. I bought him some better paint brushes because the ones that we originally got were like crap dollar store ones and they were falling apart. So I got him some better ones. And I got him his favorite book that I used to bring to read to him, which was Brown Bear, Brown Bear. And he was so excited when he opened that. So excited. It was so cute. So anyways, like, it was just emotional saying goodbye. We do plan to keep in touch, and I did say I would love to babysit anytime they need a babysitter, and they said they'd definitely take me up on the offer. So I will hopefully see them again sooner rather than later. But Jay was so excited with the gifts, and like his mom said, like, you know, do you want to give Krystle a hug? And he came and he gave me a hug. It was so sweet. And then anyways, I finally, I was there till 10 minutes after my shift ended because it was hard for me to say goodbye, but then like I had to get going because I had to head over to Margaret and Annie's house to visit them. And I didn't want to get there too late because I'm sure at some point they had to have dinner. So I was like, oh God. So anyways, basically Jay's mom kept drawing out the goodbye, and I was just trying so hard not to cry in front of Jay and the family. And like his mom was like, oh, like he's so happy with you, he's gonna miss you. And she's like, and you know, like she even at one point, I don't know if it was while we were saying goodbye or if it was like earlier, I think it may have been when she gave me the card when he was napping, that she was like, oh, you know, like I'm glad that you found like another position so quickly so that you have something to land on. But she's like, I didn't expect it to be that quick, and I'm kind of bummed that we're losing you. But she's like, I know I can't like keep you hanging. And, you know, just things that she keeps saying that's like, I don't know that she's fully 100% on board with her daycare decision, which I don't blame her. Like, who wants to send your kid to a daycare during a pandemic? I know I wouldn't. And personally, myself, after working in daycare, I don't think I would ever want to put my child in daycare, period. Like, if I had a kid and I could afford a nanny, I would go the nanny route. Because things I have seen in daycare, whether it doesn't matter if it's a fantastic center or not, I've seen things in daycare, and I know that daycares are germ fests and kids are constantly sick, but I've seen things in daycare and I just would not want to put my child in daycare if I could help it. I'm just gonna say that. I've seen things that I don't agree with. I've seen programs I don't agree with. I've seen, you know, children not getting one-on-one attention because the teacher's attention is divided between like 15 kids. I wouldn't want my child in a daycare center, period. I wouldn't. That's just my opinion. And I know not everyone has a choice really, which is unfortunate, but if I could, I just honestly would not want my child in daycare. So anyways, eventually, you know, she's like, oh, just like say bye to Krystle. And he came and gave me another hug. And I was like, okay, at this point, like I was 2 seconds away from crying. And I think my voice even cracked a bit when I said bye. And so I was like, okay, like, bye. Thanks for everything, guys. You know, and so then I headed out the door. And then Jay's mom brought Jay to the door. And they're like waving to me, like saying bye, like repeatedly as I'm leaving. And like, I think I turned around twice to wave back. And then I was like, okay, like I got to get out of here because I am going to lose it. And I don't want him to see me cry. So I left. I got 2 houses away, like, and as soon as I was out of view, I broke down crying. So I love being a nanny, but man, it is so hard when it comes to an end. So, like it's really hard not to get attached to the children that you're taking care of. Like, it's very hard. I've been through it. Like, my first nanny job was probably the worst in terms of my last day because he was 4 when I left, so he was more aware that I was leaving, and he had a full meltdown on my last day when I was getting ready to leave. He was like, don't go, I don't want you to go. And he was like screaming hysterically, which just totally ripped my heart out. It was awful. I'll never forget that. And then, I don't know, like, I guess the second nanny job I had, I don't remember if I got emotional when I left that family because it was like a gradual thing. Because they put him in daycare, but they had me picking him up early from daycare for the transition. So I don't remember if I was emotional with that one. I mean, I think it was sad, but I don't think I got like super emotional because it was just like a gradual leaving. And then, I don't know, I have to say, I think for the most part, any family that I've had a good experience with, because like I find, you know, you may really like the child or whatever, but I think like you also need to get along well with the parents. And so when you have that full package of like a really good work environment, and you get to know the child a lot and everything, it's just even harder then like to leave, because you're not just leaving like the child, but you're leaving like a really good work environment too. So anyway, it's always kind of emotional, so it's always difficult. But I think the ones that I got the most emotional with was my first one, obviously, because like I said, he was having a meltdown and it was, just heartbreaking. I felt so bad. And then the other one that I got really emotional at was Jeremy, just because I got to see him from 3 weeks old to 1.5. And it was like, I've never gotten to experience like seeing a child pretty much every day of their first 1.5 years of life. So that was an amazing experience. And his parents too were like wonderful people. And so I got very emotional on that last day too. And then this one was like another hard one. But anyway, so I bawled, and then I was like, gosh darn it, why did I schedule a visit with Annie and Margaret right after this? Because I was like tearing up the entire subway ride to their place. And even walking from the subway to their house, I was like trying to get myself like composed. Thankfully though, once I got there, my mind was taken off of it, and it was just so nice to see Annie and Margaret again. And I could not believe like how much they've grown. And I was shocked that Annie still remembered me, because I thought for sure she was 2.5 when I left, and she's 4 now, starting kindergarten. And I thought for sure she wouldn't remember me. I figured Margaret would, but Annie wouldn't. But they both remembered me. Maggie was super excited that I was coming, but she was playing shy at first, and then she warmed up, and then she didn't want me to leave. But I was there for about an hour, and then of course it was like dinner time, so I had to let them get to their dinner, and I had to get home to my dinner. So I hope that I can visit them again sooner rather than later, because like it's been over 1 year, and I feel bad that it's been that long, considering I was with them for 5 years. So I'm going to try to make it the effort to get out there again for a longer visit. But it was just a really emotional day, because then it was like, oh, I got to see Maggie and Annie, and then I had to leave them. Just an emotional day. But anyways, I did email Jay's mom at the end of the evening to kind of say what I had wanted to say, but I was too emotional to. And she pretty much, she appreciated the email and thought it was really sweet, and she feels the same way. And basically she said that she's like, if you can't tell, I'm apprehensive about the daycare situation, which it was like, yes, I could tell. So I basically let them know that I would be free to work Tuesdays and Fridays as of right now with my current work schedule with the new family. And yes, I know if they were to take me up on that, that would basically be meaning that I'd be working 5 days a week, like full time. And I've been seriously giving it some thought, because I have been feeling a lot better lately. My joints were a little achy the last week or so because of the cooler weather. But all in all, I've been actually feeling pretty good. And I've just considered because honestly, I've been finding that I'm not really liking staying home that much on my days off anymore. I'm getting bored at home.
And I really actually find that I feel better mentally and physically when I'm at work, surprisingly. It's not always been that way, but because I've been doing better, I think, I don't know, I'd like to try it to see if I could do something full-time. So I don't know. I just let them know I would be available on those days, and the mom said, like, it's good to know that I'd be available on those days if they did find that the daycare situation didn't work and they wanted to pull them out during the pandemic or whatever, that I'm there. So yeah, it's kind of a crappy situation because I feel like there's a good chance that they may have wanted me back and that this daycare situation may not work out in the end. So I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know. I mean, I have to see how it goes with the new family. Hopefully everything works out okay and I actually find it's a great position and that I enjoy working there just as much as I did with Jay. I really hope that it works out. Who knows? Who knows? This is 2020, so anything seems to be possible at this point. Who knows what's going to happen? So we'll see, I guess, how it goes. And I hope and pray that it works. So we'll see, I guess. Ooh, man, my face is really hot right now. So that's how that went. And now I will see what happens on Wednesday tomorrow when I start with the new family. I hope it goes okay, but I guess if for whatever reason it doesn't work, then there's always that chance that I may end up back with Jay's family. I really don't know. It's a wait and see kind of thing. But yeah. So anyways, guys, I've rambled long enough. There's Maisie in her cat romper. And head over to Nicole's channel. The link will be in the description below. Go check out Nicole's video to see Maisie's cousin Maci matching in the same outfit. Look at all your aunties and uncles out there. There she is. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.